Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a bit different. We're going to step into some pretty ancient wisdom, looking at biblical texts, figures like Jesus, Solomon, Paul,
Mm.
to explore something that's, well, constantly on our minds today: money. What happens when it stops being just a tool and almost without us noticing, it starts becoming something we worship?
It's a huge paradox, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see it all the time. People whose net worth is climbing higher and higher, but their peace, their actual sense of well-being, seems to just shrink.
Right.
They tick all the financial boxes, hit the goals, but there's this emptiness left over. If that resonates with you listening right now, if your net worth keeps rising but your peace keeps shrinking, well, this deep dive is definitely for you.
Yeah, I'm really keen to unpack this because, look, we're not here to bash wealth, are we?
Not at all.
It's more about challenging the love of it. That quiet obsession that can just subtly twist our values and, well, promise a kind of joy it just can't deliver.
Exactly.
So let's see what these ancient perspectives offer on what money really is and what it's for. Let's dive in. Money is such a strange thing, isn't it? You can't eat it, can't wear it really, won't keep you warm. Yet chasing it can make people do, well, almost anything.
Betrayal, losing themselves.
Yeah, or just getting completely lost. It's almost like fire,
Yeah.
In the hearth, it's warmth, it's comfort.
Controlled.
Out of control.
It's a wildfire. Devastating.
That's a really good way to put it. And it's so easy to just blame the money, right? To say it's an evil thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where this ancient wisdom gives us this really sharp, almost surgical distinction. It isn't the cash itself, not the number in your bank account. That's the real danger.
So what is?
The true viper, like 1 Timothy 6.n warns, is the love of money. That sneaky affection for it that just quietly reorders everything you value. Suddenly people, truth, your own purpose, they start taking a backseat.
So the money itself is neutral.
Essentially, yes. It's your heart's posture towards it. That's everything. That's a big point. And we've seen this play out so much recently, haven't we? The last few years, the 2020s, this sort of boomerang of massive wealth.
Oh, yeah. Startups, crypto, people becoming millionaires overnight.
Exactly. But then you hear these stories, a real rise in, depression among young millionaires. They got the dream, right? But they felt totally empty.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading about this 27-year-old trader in New York, made $12 million in 2 years. Crazy money.
Wow.
And he said something like, I was about to buy a Ferrari, but then realized I just wanted to disappear. I wasn't living, I was just counting.
Wow. That's basically a modern version of a really old story.
Oh.
Jesus told this parable. It's in Luke 12 about a rich man.
The one with the barns.
That's the one. Stored up so much grain, huge harvest, decides to build bigger barns. And he tells himself, soul, eat, drink, and be merry. You've got it made.
Right. Relax.
But God's response in the story is, fool, this very night your soul is required of you. And then whose will all those things be? It's not anti-wealth. It's just this stark reminder. Your soul isn't a bank account. You can't deposit grain or dollars into your soul.
And I guess today, the idol isn't usually a literal golden calf.
No, it's often more subtle. It's materialism, but it's disguised as, achievement.
Measured by.
Your house, your car, how many followers you have, your salary slip. It's all external. Makes you wonder how God measures things, right?
Right. Completely differently, I imagine.
Well, Matthew 6.21 puts it so simply. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. It cuts right through it.
Meaning you could be rich, but not love money.
Absolutely. You could be a millionaire and have your heart set on completely different things. Or you could have nothing, be penniless, and still be utterly obsessed with getting money.
So it's not the having, it's the worshiping.
Exactly. God doesn't forbid wealth. He forbids worshiping it. Because, end of the day, your heart only has room for one master.
Okay, so if that's the danger zone, what's the alternative, the positive path? Which brings us to generosity, doesn't it? Money has this weirdly unique power. It can be such a blessing when it's released, let go of.
There's that verse in Acts. It is more blessed to give than to receive.
Yeah, Acts 20.35.
Sounds lovely, right? But let's be honest. Life happens. Inflation, bills are piling up. Maybe you've got kids. Margins are tight.
Yeah, reality bites.
For a lot of people listening, that idea of generous giving without fear, it might sound, well, almost irresponsible. How do you square that circle?
That is a really crucial question. Because Scripture doesn't just nudge you towards giving, it urges generous giving. Without fear.
Like sowing seeds.
Exactly. It's presented as sowing, not as loss. 2 Corinthians 9.6 says, whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously.
So it's not just about getting something back.
I think the deeper insight isn't just the return, though that's mentioned. It's about the freedom you get when you break free from that scarcity mindset. It's fundamentally about trust, isn't it?
You really see that trust in some powerful examples, like John D. Rockefeller, America's first billionaire.
Right. Started small, though.
Incredibly small. He started tithing, giving 10 cents out of every dollar, when he was earning just $1.50 a week as a teenager.
Wow. 10% from the very beginning.
And he famously said something like, if I hadn't learned to give at that level, I'd never have given millions. It wasn't about the amount, you see. It was about aligning his heart with God, not with fear or holding on too tight.
And then there's that verse in Proverbs 19.15. Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him.
Yeah.
That sounds like more than just a nice idea. It's framed like a divine promise, a 100% return guarantee plus blessing, like an eternal investment strategy.
It really is framed that way. And, generosity isn't only about writing checks.
True.
It's visiting that elderly neighbor down the street who's lonely, sharing your skills, maybe tutoring someone who can't afford lessons. It's giving your time or attention without expecting anything back.
Love in action, not just a transaction.
Exactly. That sums it up perfectly.
And the Bible even talks about looking ahead, doesn't it? Intergenerational giving. Proverbs 13.22. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. This isn't just about leaving a pile of cash, is it?
No, not primarily. It's about passing on a whole legacy. Blessing, dignity, financial wisdom, not just money.
Teaching them how to handle it.
Right. Teaching the next generation how to earn, how to bless others, how to build something lasting, not just earn and, consume. It's a much bigger vision. Multiplying impact beyond just your own life.
Okay, let's try a little thought experiment. For you, for me, for everyone listening. Imagine God calls you up today, heavenly phone call, and says, ask me for anything. What do you want?
That's a big question.
What do you ask for? A promotion. $1 million. Maybe a magic button to just wipe out all your debt.
Well, that exact scenario more or less happened to King Solomon. It's in 1 Kings 3. God appears in a dream.
Right, and asks him.
Ask, what shall I give you? The ultimate open check.
And Solomon could have asked for anything. Long life, victory over enemies, riches.
But he didn't. He asked for a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. Basically, he asked for wisdom.
Just wisdom.
Just wisdom.
And this is where it gets really wild, right? God's response.
It's incredible. God says basically, because you asked for this discernment, understanding, and not for long life or riches for yourself, I'm going to give you what you didn't ask for too, both wealth and honor.
Wow. So the core truth there is wisdom is the root.
And wealth is the fruit.
That flips the usual script, doesn't it? We chase the fruit.
We do. But this says focus on the root. And, we actually see this principle play out all the time, even if we don't label it wisdom.
How so?
Think about it. Someone reads a book on smart investing that's gaining knowledge, wisdom, and their whole financial future changes.
Right.
Someone takes a course, learns crucial business skills wisdom again, and launches something successful. Or learns to communicate effectively and gets that promotion. It's cultivating the root, you see. And then the fruit, the prosperity, often follows in ways you didn't even expect.
That makes a lot of sense. You think of someone like Dave Ramsey, the finance guy.
Sure.
Went bankrupt in his 20s, lost everything.
Yeah, tough story.
But he talks about how he started applying biblical principles, basically seeking and applying wisdom, asking God for it, listening. And he built this huge company. His success didn't start by chasing dollars. It started by asking for wisdom.
It's a powerful, modern example. And wisdom, it's not just about IQ points, is it?
No, it's more practical.
It's seeing beyond the immediate, discerning a good opportunity from a trap that looks good, having the strength to say no now so you can win later. It's like navigating the world without being enslaved by its pressures.
Proverbs really hammers this point home. Proverbs 4.7. The beginning of wisdom is this. Get wisdom. Though it cost all you have, get understanding.
And 16.16 says wisdom is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire compares.
So, for you listening, what does this mean practically? It means praying like Solomon did. It means seeking wisdom in Scripture, yes, but also finding good mentors, people who've walked the path, engaging in actual learning.
Don't just earn money. Train your mind. Don't just dream about success. Plan. Listen. Discern the right steps.
Yeah. The big takeaway seems to be wealth isn't the ultimate goal. It's a tool.
It's a tool. And the wisest thing you can do is ask God, not just for the tool, but for the understanding of how to use it well. James 1.5 promises, right? If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, and it will be given to him.
Asking for understanding, that really might be the most profitable prayer you can make.
Absolutely.
Which leads us perfectly into this idea of stewardship. We hear it all the time, don't we? People say, it's mine, my company, my money, my car, my house, even my life.
It's the default setting, isn't it?
But then you get Psalm 24.1, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. That kind of challenges the whole it's mine thing. So if I'm getting this right, the biblical view is you're not the owner, you're the manager. Is that it?
That's exactly it. It's a massive mindset shift. Jesus tells that parable of the talents in Matthew 25.
Right, the servant's given money.
Exactly. A master gives resources talents, which were amounts of money to his servants before going on a journey. Two of them get to work, invest, multiply what they were given.
But the third one?
The third one plays it safe. He's afraid. So he buries his talent in the ground, does nothing with it.
Just preserves it.
Preserves it. But when the master comes back, he doesn't praise that guy for being cautious. He calls him wicked and lazy.
Wow, strong words.
Because in God's economy, inaction, hoarding out of fear, isn't being careful. It's seen as betrayal. Multiplication, growth, using what you're given, that's what's expected. The shift is from just accumulating for yourself to multiplying for a purpose beyond yourself.
That makes total sense in a business context, too.
Yeah.
Imagine a CEO gets, say, $1 million to manage, and they just stuff it in a filing cabinet. No investment strategy, no plan for growth. Do they keep their job?
Not likely.
Right. So similarly, God gives us things money, yes, but also talents, skills, time, influence, and he expects us not just to sit on them, but to, make something of them wisely, purposefully.
And stewardship isn't limited to your bank account. It's how you use your 24 hours each day. Waste it or invest it.
Good point.
It's how you use your skills. Do you use them just for your benefit or to serve others, too? It's your influence online, in your community, in your own home. How are you stewarding that?
So the mindset becomes...
It sounds something like this. Lord, everything I have, it's actually yours. Show me how you want me to use it. That's the core difference between an owner who lives for themselves and a manager who lives for the one who entrusted them with everything in the first place.
And there's this underlying principle, too, isn't there? That if you're faithful with the small things...
You'll be entrusted with more. Exactly.
Yeah.
God looks at how you handle what you do have. You won't be judged for what you never received, but you are accountable for stewarding what's in your hands right now, even if it feels small.
This wisdom applies to relationships, too, especially around money. We all want to be the good guy, right?
Sure. Help people out.
Yeah, help a friend, back a family member, co-sign that loan, maybe. It's just a formality, they say.
Oh, those famous last words.
Right. But those moments, that's often when you become, like, a hostage to someone else's decisions. Scripture actually warns about this, doesn't it? Proverbs 22.
Verses 26 and 27. Do not be one who shakes hands in pledge or puts up security for debts. If you lack the means to pay, your very bed will be snatched from under you. Pretty stark warning.
It's harsh, but it happens. The stats are crazy, right? In the U.S., something like 60% of people who co-sign end up getting stuck with the debt.
60%. That's huge.
Yeah. Parents co-sign a student loan, the kid drops out, you co-sign a car loan for a friend, they skip town, suddenly the collectors are calling you. I even read about the actress Loretta Young lost part of her estate because she co-signed for someone.
Wow. It really forces you to rethink that knee-jerk yes.
It does.
But the point here, it's not about being heartless. It's about being wise. Scripture doesn't say never help anyone. It says essentially, help in a way that doesn't sink your own ship.
So what does wise help look like?
Well, maybe instead of co-signing, which puts your entire financial future on the line, you give an amount you can genuinely afford to lose. A gift, not a guarantee.
Ouch.
Because sometimes when we think we're helping by enabling more debt or rescuing someone from consequences, we're actually robbing them of the chance to learn responsibility, to grow.
That's tough love, though, saying no.
It is tough. I've had to learn it the hard way myself over the years. Saying no with love, not judgment, when saying yes would actually be foolish or harmful in the long run.
So it's a balance. Generous, but not foolish. Caring, but responsible. Sometimes the best help isn't a bailout. It's teaching someone to fish, like you said earlier.
Exactly. But this is very different from what Proverbs 19.7 talks about. Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord. That's not co-signing for a buddy's car.
Yeah.
That's direct generosity to someone in need, and it comes with like a divine guarantee of repayment. Different category altogether.
Right, that's the true generosity, like Jesus pointing at the widow in Mark 12.
Oh, powerful moment. All the rich people are making a show of putting large sums into the temple treasury.
Clink, clink, clank.
Yeah, and then this poor widow comes along and drops in 2 tiny copper coins, worth almost nothing.
Practically worthless.
But Jesus says she outgave them all. Why? Because they gave out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything she had. That's the heart of real generosity. It's about sacrifice, not just convenience. It's not the amount. It's the heart behind it.
And we've seen the flip side too, haven't we? Like that GoFundMe scandal with the homeless veteran a while back.
Yeah, huge amount raised, looked like amazing generosity.
And then the money just vanished. Mismanaged, misused. It showed that just having a large sum doesn't equal a generous heart. You need both.
Absolutely. True generosity requires integrity. And here's the paradox we touched on. The more you genuinely give with the right heart, the more you often seem to receive back.
Not always dollars, though.
Not always dollars, no. Often it's peace, joy, protection you can't explain, unexpected opportunities opening up, spiritual dividends, emotional well-being, things money can't buy.
So practically, what does that look like day to day?
Give quietly, humbly. Don't make a big show. Keep your ego out of it. Give regularly. Make it a habit, not just an impulse. And get creative. Your time, your skills, mentorship, a listening ear. Sometimes those are far more valuable than cash.
Every act is an investment.
An investment in eternity, not just in a person or a project.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about the long game.
Yeah.
Because we live in this instant world, right? Get rich quick. Everyone's looking for the shortcut.
Oh, constantly bombarded with it.
But Proverbs 13.11 throws some cold water on that. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. What's the real danger in chasing that instant win?
Well, history is full of cautionary tales, isn't it? Back in the 1920s, you had Ponzi schemes sucking people in with promises of huge, fast returns. Millions lost everything when it collapsed.
And more recently,
Think about the crypto craze in 2021, 2022. People pouring money into meme coins, hoping for a moonshot. A tiny few got lucky maybe, but most lost their shirts.
yeah.
The Bible warns about this impatience. Proverbs 28.0 basically says quick-tempered people lack judgment. Patience shows understanding. And Proverbs 22.29 talks about a skilled worker serving before kings. Skill takes time to develop.
So the problem isn't just losing money, it's that it bypasses something important.
Exactly. It bypasses the development of character, wisdom, skill, patience. The very things you need to handle wealth well if you do get it.
It's interesting, Jesus never seemed to preach chase profit now. His analogies were about farming, right? Planting, watering, waiting, harvesting.
A process. Disciplined patience.
It suggests true wealth isn't usually like a lottery win. It's more like building something solid, brick by brick. Consistent effort, building a good reputation, honing skills that actually help people. It's not a magic button.
And why are we so tempted by these fast money things? Deep down, we want the results without the grind, the effort.
We want the shortcut.
We do. But maybe God's more interested in the person we become during the process. He wants us to grow into people who are worthy of handling resources, people who won't be broken by wealth if it comes.
So, rule of thumb, if it sounds too good to be true.
It probably is. If you're aiming for real financial freedom, maybe ditch the word instantly, replace it with steadily.
That's good advice. And linked to that is remembering where the ability comes from in the first place. The world loves the whole self-made story.
Oh, the rugged individualist.
Yeah. But Scripture offers a different perspective. Deuteronomy 8.18 says, "Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to gain wealth."
It's not just down to your own genius or hustle.
It's framed as divine empowerment. The strength to think clearly, the energy to act, the resilience to bounce back from failure, the insight to execute a plan. That capacity itself is seen as a gift.
And that reminder came with a warning, didn't it? As Israel was about to enter the promised land, they were told, "When you eat and are satisfied, when your herds and flocks grow large, do not say in your heart, 'My power and the strength of my hands have gained me this wealth.'"
Don't forget the source.
Exactly. Because God knows the more successful you become, the bigger the temptation to take all the credit, to think it was all you. And when we do that, we forget the one who gave us the very breath and ability to achieve anything.
There was that modern example you mentioned, Stephen Linton, the developer.
Yeah, powerful story.
Huh.
Offered a massive multi-million-dollar deal. Huge profit potential.
But there was a catch.
It required him and his team to work on Saturdays. And for him, based on his convictions, the Sabbath was the Lord's day. Non-negotiable.
So he turned down millions.
He turned it down. Said, basically, I won't sell my conviction for profit. He lost that specific deal, yes. But a few months later, an even bigger, better deal came along. One that didn't require him to compromise his values.
That's incredible. Putting principles over profit actually led to more profit.
In his case, yes. But the point isn't that you'll always get richer by doing the right thing. The point is the integrity. When we credit ourselves for everything, we start living in fear of losing what we built. Success becomes an idol. We forget who the real owner is.
But when we remember God as the source.
There's peace, even when things change. There's humility, not pride. And paradoxically, it seems to open the door for God to entrust us with even more because he knows we'll handle it with the right perspective.
So practically speaking, start the day with gratitude. Not just thanks for my stuff, but thanks for the strength, the ideas, the opportunities.
Yes. See God's hand in your work, in your spending, in your decisions. Try to honor his values, even if it doesn't look like the quickest path to maximizing returns on paper.
And when someone asks, wow, how did you achieve all this?
Answer honestly. God gave me the strength, the ability. My job is just to remember that and give him the credit. That posture, that's real prosperity, regardless of the bank balance.
Okay, last big area, legacy. Leaving something behind that lasts. And this is where it gets kind of sobering, right? That statistic.
It's startling. In the U.S., only about 30% of family wealth makes it to the second generation.
40%.
And by the third generation, it's down to around 10%.
So if 90% of family wealth is gone within 3 generations, why? Why does so much just evaporate?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? My hunch. People are good at leaving bank accounts, but maybe not so good at leaving behind the values needed to manage those accounts wisely.
They pass on the assets, but not the mindset.
Exactly. Which is why Proverbs 13.22 is so profound. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children. It's looking beyond your own lifespan. It forces you to ask, what will actually outlive me?
Like King David preparing for the temple.
Perfect example. He stockpiled enormous amounts of gold, silver, bronze, timber. Detailed blueprints. Not so he could build a temple. He knew he wouldn't.
It was for Solomon.
It was for Solomon. He was preparing the foundation, casting a vision for the next generation. That's legacy thinking.
So legacy isn't just stocks and bonds.
Far from it. It's your faith, your work ethic. Discipline. Is prayer a part of your family's life?
Yeah.
What about leadership values? Are you teaching your kids and grandkids how to manage resources, not just consume them?
Teaching them to fish, not just giving them fish. There it is again.
It keeps coming back, doesn't it?
And the amazing thing is, you don't have to wait until you're old and gray to start building that legacy.
Absolutely not. You start now, today, teaching your kids basic money management, modeling honesty in your dealings, showing them what hard work looks like, demonstrating generosity. Don't just write a will. Leave behind a vision for how your values, your faith, your resources can keep making a difference.
Because at the end of the day, legacy isn't really about how much you leave behind.
No. It's about what you leave behind. Wealth is just a tool. It can be stored, yes, but it can also be transformed into something that impacts the future in powerful ways. True success. Maybe it's when your great-grandkids look back and thank God for the example you set.
Like Proverbs 20.7 says, a righteous person leads a blameless life. Blessed are their children after them. That generational blessing.
That's the goal.
Wow. Okay. We have covered a serious amount of ground today. Stewardship, generosity, wisdom, legacy. It can feel a bit overwhelming, like staring up at a huge mountain.
It really can.
But here's the thing about mountains, right? You don't climb them in one giant leap. You just, you take the first step.
That's all it takes to start. So maybe for you listening, just pick one thing from today, just one principle to lean into.
What could that look like?
Maybe it's consciously choosing gratitude today instead of pride about an achievement. Maybe it's pushing past that fear and giving just $10, but doing it with a truly generous heart. Or maybe it's simply praying that prayer, God, teach me to be wise with what I already have.
You don't need some grand 5-year strategy mapped out to begin.
No.
Yeah.
You just need a yes, a willingness to try. Because God doesn't reward perfection, does he? He honors obedience. He blesses the step you take.
So the advice is, start where you are, use what you have.
And trust the one who gave it to you in the first place.
Because money It isn't the enemy here. It's a tool. It's definitely a test sometimes.
And maybe it's a training ground for learning trust, wisdom, generosity, things far bigger than money itself.
Mm-hmm.
When we handle it with God at the center, it stops being just currency. It becomes, well, kingdom impact.
So don't wait. Don't get stuck overthinking it. Start today. Because really, when you learn to live God's way with money, you don't just build wealth, you build a life worth remembering.
Well said.
And if this deep dive today has stirred something in you, sparked some questions, stick around. There's always more to explore. This is really just the beginning.